This is the video that I've been talking about doing for quite a while now. Truth be told, I was gonna film this video like 3 weeks ago, right when I got my adjustable dumbbells, but they started doing roof construction on my roof. And since my home gym is pretty much outside, it just wasn't gonna happen. But this is how to build a home gym for under $1,000. I'm going to take you through everything that I've bought, everything, where I got everything, how much everything cost, and every piece of equipment that I've acquired since March. But before we get started, a couple things. Number one, why did I build a home gym? Obviously because of COVID. I live in Los Angeles. The gyms are still closed. There's really no sign of them opening up. I know they're pushing hard to open up, but maybe. And when the gym shut down in March, I had nothing. I had a resistance band. I was going, to the park and doing pull-ups and dips, and then they closed the parks, and then I was like, okay, this isn't gonna last. I can't not work out for however long this takes, and body weight exercises are great, and you can incorporate those along with weights. But I think having the full setup, or having at least as close to a full setup as you can get, is optimal. Secondly, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the first, but we could see this happen again, when COVID wraps up and the gyms start, opening up. And I'm not talking about a second wave. I'm not talking about things closing down again. I'm talking about a completely different set of circumstances where we see a new virus emerge or something like that. And, it's a bold new world, and we have no idea what's going to happen. I want to be ready. I don't want to have the gyms closed down and then me have nothing. So it's not like, I don't view this as like a temporary fix until the gyms open. I'm looking at this as a long-term investment, so that I am ready for the gyms. And not only that, I've really grown to love working out at home. You don't have to drive to the gym. You don't have to sit in traffic. You don't have to, deal with waiting on somebody who's using a machine. Your workouts don't have to take 2 hours out of your day between getting there, getting changed, working out, waiting on cardio equipment, waiting on the weights. Like the crowds and just being able to pick up your own weights and do your own thing is great. I love it. So I'm not one of these people that's dying to get back to the gym. I'll probably go back, maybe a couple times a week. But I've learned so much, and I've learned how to be more versatile in my training and incorporate different things and different kinds of things that I wasn't doing. And I'm kind of rediscovering working out, and it's been really fun. And I know that it can be really frustrating to work out with just body weight. I don't like doing that. I like doing that on vacation for a few days when you don't have to do it, but if you want to get a workout in, you can do body weight. That's kind of the best way to do body weight training. I'm not one of these people that can just do body weight and be happy with it. I have to have something. So I'm going to take you through everything that I have, what I use it for, again, where I got it, how much it costs, and how you can get it. Now, another thing to pay attention to, I said under $1,000. I have not spent $1,000 on this home gym yet. There are a couple things that I want to get that might push me up a little bit closer, but I think still under. But I'm not at $1,000 yet. So if you see this video title and you think, I don't want to spend $1,000, I'm going to list everything in importance, at least what I think the importance is, and kind of you can pick and choose what you think you need. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Welcome to my parking garage. One of the things I meant to mention up there is if you live in a house, you don't really have to worry about this. But if you live in an apartment complex, you have to be very conscious. What is that? Perks of living in an apartment. You have to be very conscious of your neighbors and taking up space in the common areas and things like that. So one of the things that I've been very careful about is making sure that everything that I buy, I can store very easily. Makes it easier, and it makes it so you can, have more equipment. But everything that I have up in the courtyard area where we just were, and I'm gonna take you through that in a little bit, I bring it inside as soon as I'm done with it. We're down in the parking deck where we park our cars, and in front of the cars, there's a little bit of space where you can put your bikes or your grills or your whatever in my case, it's a pull-up stand and a dip stand. So we're gonna go check that out. So it might look a little dingy, it might look a little dark in here, but that's fine. I call it the Bat Cave. We're gonna go a little wider so you can see. Okay, so pull-up stand. It's great. Sorry, it's blurry. The lighting's not great in here. But the actual pull-up stand is fantastic, right? The bars are even, everything's good with that. But there's a massive problem here, and you can probably see, but this guy is higher than this guy. Now, I pride myself on my ability to build things from IKEA. I am a good builder when there's instructions. There were instructions to this thing, and I followed the instructions to the T, to the letter, and it's still uneven. So whatever brand this is, Elite Fitness, don't buy this guy. I went for the cheapest option. This was like $119 on Amazon. And truth be told, I bought this right when the lockdown happened, so everything was out of stock, so I didn't even really bother reading the reviews on it. I'm sure if I went back and read the reviews on this thing, they're probably terrible. But the point I'm trying to make is the pull-up stand, the pull-up bar is essential, right? I don't like doing pull-ups in like a doorway kind of situation where you're like hoping your door frame doesn't break under your own body weight. I need something that's fastened in there and that's not going anywhere. So for pull-ups, that's a must. Dips, I also think huge exercise. I don't think enough people use them in their programming correctly. I think it's a great exercise for the shoulders and lower chest, traps, triceps, so much. Same with pull-ups. It's like one of the essentials. You can do so much with a workout plan if you just have a good place to do pull-ups, a good place to do dips, and a good place to incorporate legs. Fortunately, legs, you can do a lot of body weight training. Now, if you're smart and you read the reviews like I did not, you will not have to buy two things like I do here. But this is my dip stand. Perfectly even dip bars. Put this together perfectly. It actually works. It's not a POS like this thing is. This is Amazon Basics. This was about $60. So if you figure this was $119, $120, something like that, probably like closer to $130 after shipping, or shipping was free, it was Amazon Prime, after tax. You will not have to worry about buying this guy. I had to buy this guy because I can't do dips lopsided. It drove me insane. So consider this thing anywhere from like 120 to 150 to even 200. It depends on how nice you want them. Now you can also get them where they don't have the piece for your abs, where you're not gonna be able to do hanging leg raises. I think that's totally fine. It's probably cheaper. Now down here, besides my Christmas decorations in that box, you can't really see it, but those are all weights. Those are 3 10-pound weights and a cast iron skillet that weighs about 10 pounds or close to. That's my old cast iron skillet. I have a new one now. I'm not using this for a weight and cooking, don't worry. But I do a lot of weighted pull-ups and weighted dips, so it's good to have, a little bit of extra weight down here. Which brings me to the next thing. Now I know I said I was gonna go in order of importance, but I don't wanna come back down here. So I do keep a few things in my car as far as like my weight belt and things like that I was like constantly bringing to the gym. But if you're like me and you can crank out like 20 pull-ups and not really feel like that fatigued, you do need a weight belt, and you're gonna need some sort of dumbbells or something that you can strap it to. I just keep it in my car. It's always down here when I come to do pull-ups or dips or whatever. Those are the only two things that I use the weight belt for. But highly, highly, highly recommend getting a weight belt. Make the dips more challenging, make the pull-ups more challenging, or chin-ups, or one-arm chin-ups, or one-arm pull-ups, however, whatever your variation you're doing. It's great. But this is why I put the pull-up bar and the dip stand kind of at the top of the pyramid, right? The most important thing, or I guess the bottom of the pyramid, because it's the base that you can build everything off of. But you can create a really, really solid workout plan, being able to do pull-ups, being able to do push-ups, being able to do dips, being able to do handstand push-ups, and then you can incorporate legs. So there are a ton of body weight leg exercises that you can do. You can do your pistol squats. You can do your Bulgarian split squats. You can do your single leg hip raises. You can do double leg hip raises. You can do jump squats. You can do Russian hops. You can do sprints. All of these things, step ups, like all of these exercises, you don't need that much weight for legs. I mean, yes, ideally, sure, you'd have a full squat rack. Am I gonna buy a full squat rack when I live in an apartment building? Absolutely not. It's just not practical. So if you have the space for a squat rack and you wanna have like a place to do barbell press and barbell work, that's great. But not part of my list, not part of my build a gym on a budget of $1,000 list. But these are the two things that I would start with. Place to do pull-ups, place to do dips. Now we're gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna show you the rest of the gym. It's also kind of cool because, if you're in a gym, sometimes your equipment's not all in the same spot. So you have to walk between, say, your pull-up stand and your dumbbell rack. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of being in a gym. Maybe that's just me. Who knows? All right, so back in the courtyard. Now this is the kind of stuff that I was talking about that's like, you have to be able to break it down because now we are in the common area, right? I have to be cautious of my neighbors. But I'm gonna take you through everything that I have here and is this everything? Yeah, this is everything. Okay, cool. So these guys were an absolute nightmare to find. I ordered them from a startup company at first, not these particular ones, but I ordered adjustable dumbbells from a startup company at first, BWSS Fit, and their pre-order and order, it just wasn't clear, but I ran into a place where I was going for like, it was gonna be 6 weeks, and then it was gonna be 8 weeks, and then it was gonna be 4 more weeks, and I just couldn't do it. So I had to go just find these. I finally found them in stock. They were $299, about $319 after tax. So this is a big chunk, but this covers so much, so much. So these go from 10 pounds to 50 pounds, and they're just fantastic. I probably don't need to tell you all of the things that you can do with dumbbells, but I mean, the list is pretty exhaustive. I mean, your overhead press is covered, your shrugs are covered, your upright rows are covered, your chest presses are covered, your bent over rows are covered, all of your lateral movements, all of your front raise movements, all of your flies, all of your rear flies. You need dumbbells. You can make it work without them, but having a good pair of heavy-ish dumbbells. Now these don't go to like 90 pounds. I'm not lifting 100-pound dumbbells or anything, but 50 pounds, I'm gonna maintain my strength. Sure, if I go back to the gym and try to shoulder press the 110s or 120s, probably not gonna happen for a while, but I'll get back there. But having 50 pounds, having, 2 50-pound dumbbells will go a really long way. And for me, having not, there was like a 4-month period where I had no dumbbells. That was 50 pounds is plenty. Next, suspension straps, or TRX. These are from a company called Frey Fitness, and they are about half the price of the brand name TRX. So I definitely recommend not getting TRX and getting the Frey Fitness ones. They were $59 plus tax, free shipping, and they got here in like 4 days. It was awesome. So I know not everyone loves working the TRX. It's not everybody's favorite piece of equipment. It's one of my favorites. And I am terrible with TRX because there's so many exercises you can do, and all I would have to do is go on YouTube and see, you know, all of the different workouts that I could be doing with TRX, but I use them for such specific things. I use them for suspended rows, so I'll put my feet like in a chair and do rows. That's a big one. Single arm rows is great. Any sort of like face pull motion, or like you can do laterals with them. You can do push-ups with them. You can do suspended push-ups with them. You can do dips with them. You can do anything that you can do with rings, you can do with a TRX. So that's a really, really functional piece of equipment. You're gonna get a lot of, you know, variety out of one thing. And another great thing about it, it comes in this little bag. Like the whole thing fits in there. And I have it set up hanging from like the little blue thing up there. That's where you can hang it from a tree, or from, like I have it from a pillar. But you can also, they also include the doorstop. So you can put it just in a door. So when I travel, I'm leaving on the 29th to go shoot a Netflix show. I will be bringing this with me, and I'll hook it up in my hotel room. So that's a really great piece to just have with you and take with you everywhere. I took it with me when I went to visit my family. I hooked it up to a tree and was able to do rows by the lake. It was awesome. It's an essential for me. It's an essential for me. I don't have to justify it to you. Just trust me. It's a great piece of equipment. Next is my kettlebell. This is a 35-pound cast iron kettlebell. It was about $75. I got it from Play It Again Sports here in Pasadena. A kettlebell is just one of those pieces. It's just a staple. There's so much that you can do with it. It's such a versatile piece of equipment. It kind of like the TRX. I like working with dumbbells primarily, but there's a lot of stuff that I prefer to do with a kettlebell. I'm a big fan of like the Olympic motions, kind of like the kettlebell swings or the snatch or the clean to press, things like that. And you can do a lot of single arm, like the single arm snatch, the single arm clean, the single arm jerk, the single arm press. All of that stuff you can do with one kettlebell. I don't think you need to go too heavy. My option was a 65 or a 35, and I feel like a 65 would have just been a little bit, I don't think it would have been as versatile. I might get another one, but we'll see. I don't know. 35 for now is pretty good. But to have a kettlebell on leg day to do either goblet squats or pistol squats, I can finally do pistol squats holding the 35. That's a big thing for me. I'm really happy about that. Having it to do swings, it's just a very, again, a versatile piece of equipment. And when I'm thinking of building a home gym, I'm constantly thinking, am I gonna get the most use out of this piece? And for kettlebells, yes, the answer is yes, you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. These guys are by no means an essential, but being able to do push-ups from a stand is just like a little bit better than just doing regular push-ups. Pretty much all of my chest work has been some sort of inverted push-up or just standard push-ups. I really haven't done, even since I've had my dumbbells, I really haven't done any sort of chest press or anything like that. I'm doing flies a lot, but it's always superset with push-ups. I'm doing a lot of timed reps with chest too, because I like doing push-ups for say 35 seconds and then doing flies for 35 seconds. It's a really nice superset to burn out the chest. I'm not really looking to build my chest anymore. I'm happy with where it is now. I still focus on growing shoulders. I still focus on like heavily on the back, on the shoulders, probably primarily shoulders these days. But I think having just that little bit where you can kind of take it just a little bit past the plane of your body where you're not gonna hit the ground, I think that makes such a big difference in just getting that stretch. So I definitely recommend the little pull-up stands. Now, just like the dip stand that's downstairs, these are Amazon Basics, and these were $16, free shipping. So, pretty cool. And next, and I think finally, we have my resistance band set. Now, this particular set is from Amazon, and it's a mess. I'm not gonna unfold it right now, but it's from Amazon. It was $29.99, so you're looking at 30 bucks, maybe a little bit over after taxes. But it comes with everything. I'm trying to sort everything out here. Oh, here it is. So it comes with everything you need, right? So you have 40, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There's 30, 10, the black is 40, and the red, wherever you are, is 50. So it's a lot of resistance. I feel like resistance bands are one of those things, it's probably the only piece of equipment where I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have an entire workout based only on resistance bands. And then I start the workout and I hate it. I don't know if it's just that I don't know how to properly control them, but they're not my favorite thing to work with. However, they are great for doing things where you can hang the resistance band, and do like tricep push downs or any sort of like overhead tricep extension. I'm learning to use them not as dumbbells, but learning to use them as cables. So they've pretty much taken the place of anything that I was doing with like a cable machine. So a lot of face pulls, a lot of like flies from like high to low or low to high. Sometimes even upright rows, so I can get a little bit wider and get a little bit more of a stretch going on. But I found them to be, again, much more versatile than I was expecting. I got them because I was kind of like, maybe I could use these, but as I've kind of like forced myself to get to know them, I guess you could say, I've found that I really enjoy them. And again, this is another piece. These guys right here, when I leave on the 28th, they will be with me in my hotel room for the few weeks that I'm there. I also forgot to mention, if you don't have dumbbells, these are fantastic for pike push-ups. If you don't know what a pike push-up is, I'm not gonna demonstrate right now because it's my rest day, but a pike push-up is where your feet are above your head and you're just basically upside down push-ups. They take the place of a shoulder press. So here's an example. Say I'm hitting shoulders on Monday in my hotel room. I'm doing an upper body day. I will superset pike push-ups, upright rows with the cables, and maybe a face pull with the TRX. So just like having these things to kind of work in conjunction with each other, you're gonna find that having a home gym, you're gonna be much more creative with your workouts. You're not gonna stand in one place and be on the barbell for 15 minutes. You're gonna be supersetting. You're gonna have a much more dynamic workout, and it's a lot more fun. But anyway, I think that's all I had to say about the resistance bands. So just to give you an idea of like what my workout area looks like, my apartment is there, and I just come out here. This is not my table, this is the common areas table, but I just have everything set up, and everything comes down super easily. When I'm done, I put them all in their little baggies. The dumbbells sit right by the door, tucked away in a corner. It's nice. Kettlebell, same thing. But it's really easy to pop up and break down when you're done. And then of course, I just wander down the hall and down the stairs to my, that looks a little ominous. It's not that bad in person. Wander down the stairs to where my pull-up stand is. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. I hope this gives you an idea of you know, what it would look like to put together a home gym for yourself. I hope it's not been overwhelming. Like I said, pick and choose, pick and choose, pick and choose. I demand the pull-up bar and the dip stand. That's a no-brainer. But say you don't want to buy the TRX straps, you don't want to buy the resistance bands, you don't even want to buy the dumbbells. Get a kettlebell. You don't need all of this stuff. This is just what I've put together, and I'm well under $1,000. So I hope this is helpful. I will link everything in the description below to make sure you guys can find it easily and make sure you're finding the same stuff that I'm using, because I know, like I was saying with the TRX things, it's like some of them are $120, some of them are $59. I want to make sure you guys build the home gym that I've built because it was affordable, and I really, really love it. I love having it. It's interesting. I've kind of rediscovered my love for working out, and I was starting to burn out with it. I was trimming my workouts down to like 4 days a week, 3 days a week, and then even on 3 days a week, it was just a drag to get to the gym. And then COVID happened, and then it was like a blessing just to get to work out. So hopefully it will kind of reinvigorate, maybe restart your fire. And I want to know, comment below. Let me know what you buy. Let me know what you have trouble finding. Maybe I can help you. As always, guys, email me if I can help you do anything. I do have spaces, but not many. I have spaces for online coaching right now. I have about 20 people ready to start the Gladiator tomorrow. It's Monday, October, I don't know what day it is. It's today the 18th. My dad's birthday was yesterday. That was the 17th. So today's the 18th. So October 19th, a lot of people starting the Gladiator, me included. That's another great thing. I can do the Gladiator with my setup, which is awesome. So if you want to jump onto my online coaching, I am doing, I'm still doing customized while the gyms are closed. I'm gonna keep doing that actually. So for $100 a month, you will have me as your coach. I will be building your programs weekly. We will be having weekly check-ins. You will have all of my personal contact information. I will be there with you every step of the way. All you have to do is email me, theonepackWonder@gmail.com. I'll put it below here. Guys, thank you so much, as always. I love you guys. I hope you guys, I wish you guys the best of luck building your home gym. I really think you're gonna love it. And you know what? If you love going to the gym and the gyms are open where you are, you don't have to pay attention to this video. This is just my 2 cents. All right, guys, we'll talk soon.